For Week 15 of the 2017 NFL season, the daily fantasy sports site DraftKings is running a $3 million fantasy football millionaire maker. FanDuel is running a $1.25 million Sunday NFL Fan Championship and a $1.2 million Sunday Million. Before you enter a daily fantasy lineup on DraftKings or FanDuel, you need to hear what professional DFS player Mike McClure has to say. McClure has more than $1 million in career DFS winnings and is rolling through the season, entering multiple lineups that have already cashed big in tournaments. Last week, he was all over Bengals running back Giovanni Bernard, a player many overlooked because of his limited usage this season. The result: Bernard went off with 17 touches for 130 yards, returning a season-high 19 DK points for the low price of just $3,100 on DraftKings. Owners who had him in their lineups were well on their way to a huge DFS payout. Now, McClure has exhaustively studied the matchups, injuries and depth charts for Sunday's slate and has again locked in his optimal NFL DFS lineup. And he's sharing it over at Sportsline. One player he absolutely loves in Week 15: Seattle running back Mike Davis, who is just $5,800 on FanDuel and $4,000 on DraftKings. Davis was a full participant in Thursday's practice and is good to go for a divisional showdown with the Rams. Davis has emerged as the top option in Seattle's backfield and received the vast majority of the work. As a result, he's returned big results the past 2 weeks. He's recorded 36 touches for 166 yards during that span, making him the most consistent option Seattle has had all season at running back. And while the Rams have a top 10 rushing defense, the Seahawks must establish the run to give Russell Wilson opportunities to push the ball down the field. And unlike the first meeting, Sunday's game is in Seattle. Lock Davis in at his affordable price and you will have room to roster a huge stud like Saints receiver Michael Thomas. $8,100 on FanDuel, $7,400 on DraftKings. While many are paying attention to the Saints' backfield, McClure is pivoting to the passing attack, specifically the damage Thomas will do against a Jets secondary that gave up huge performances to Demaryius Thomas 8,931 and Tyreek Hill 61,852 yards the past 2 weeks. With DeAndre Hopkins less than 100% and facing a tough Jacksonville secondary, McClure loves Thomas as one of the top receivers to own this week. Lock him in and watch the DFS points rain down during a likely blowout of the Jets. McClure is also targeting a tight end with a dream matchup against a secondary that has proven it can't cover that position. He knows this player is in line for huge production. Picks like these could be the difference between winning your tournaments or going home empty-handed. So who is DFS pro Mike McClure putting in his optimal DFS lineup this week? Visit Sportsline now to see the full Week 15 tournament lineup from a professional DFS player who nailed Giovanni Bernard's big performance in Week 14 and has over $1 million in career winnings, and find out